All right, everyone, welcome back. It is fuel tank day, and we have the skeleton really for the fuel tank ready to go. And let's take a look at what I have on the table. So I'll go ahead and take the covers off because I did the cleaning earlier today to prep for this. And let's take a look at it and you can see what we have. All right, so here we have on the table the internal skeleton for the fuel tank. All these parts again are washed, they're clean. The only thing I need to do is touch each one of the rib endpoints with acetone just to get one final cleaning on there. I've got some spent Clecos ready to go. I've got my tools. Any tools that I'm going to touch, I basically have them wrapped and ready to go. And then, of course, some of my areas to work. Like, in case I need any of these tools, I got them covered. My rivet gun, I've got those covered. The hose areas that I might touch, I've got those done. And I got my little assembly area here. I've got my acetone ready. I've got measuring cups. I got the popsicle sticks. I got the weighing. Basically all set up, ready to go for this to get assembled. Now, you see I've got the back Clecoed on, and I'm doing that so that everything's basically upright, but my goal here is to put the fuel sealant on the rib, and it makes it really easy because it's upright, and then I can put the bottom or the first channel on, and then I can come back and put the nose pieces on each one as well. Now, one thing that happens when you put the fuel sealant on is that you cover up the holes basically when you're doing this, so it becomes a little harder to figure out if you're aligned or not with the other holes. So basically figure out where you are on an end and then work your way over to the other end. But you basically have to get through some alignment issues at first with the sealant, because it does disappear, and it's hard to figure out where your holes are at first. The other thing to do is, once you're done cleaning all this stuff, like really have gloves on, and so that way you don't get your oils back on this one. And once your acetone wiped and everything else, you want to make sure that you start mixing and get going with it pretty quick. So we've got 2 hours to set once the timer starts on the mix, and we'll go from that. But again, like, everything is laid out here. The table will be set. Once I put the nose pieces on, I'll have to go back and rivet, right? So I've got the rivets laying right here. They're 4.0s that are going to go through this top, and they're going to go up from there. And then I've got the 998s, the 3.2s. They are not sealed because they are going to come out to this end over here, and they are going to go in from this side, right? And they are going to hit the non-sealed portion of the tank. So in theory, they shouldn't need to be sealed because they're not going into the tank. They're staying outside of the tank, and that's why they're not the sealed rivet type. So that's what we have in place. And again, once I get the top on, I'll put this thing on its side basically, and then I'll take the bottom or the back channel off, and that'll allow me to get in with the rivet gun and do the 32 rivets or something like that to get this thing set and done. And then it'll end up like this one over here, which is sitting here waiting to be mated with the skin, which is down here. And this skin, I did the scuffing, the acetone, and the acid wash already on it once, and it'll just need to be acetone touched one more time along with the ribs here, and that'll happen hopefully tomorrow morning to get that done. But let's get this done tonight. And last thing you see a lot of blue painter's tape on this. I have the blue painter's tape on it because, one, if I drop down here, I don't want to get sealant on edges that I need later on to be clean, and I don't want to have to deal with that mess. And the same thing on this. I just want to make sure that if I do get messy, I don't get sealant on areas and then have to take that off. In this case, I can just pull the blue painter's tape off and it'll be fine. And that worked out really well with this guy as well, because these ribs are all pretty clean, and that makes it really easy for me just to go from there and not have to worry about acetoning and cleaning all that stuff off. Again, just blue painter's tape makes it pretty easy in life. Cool, let's get to it. All right, let's take a quick look what we've got going on right now. I just pulled all the rivets, and you can tell there's definitely like oozing happening here, which is good. That top one, I gotta make sure I get really good. Definitely oozing on all those, oozing on all those. Same thing all the way around here. I started cleaning up the ends a little bit, and you can tell how those rivets look right now on the top. So that all needs to be done. Now, so far I've used 100 grams of the sealant and then 10 grams of the activator, so 1 to 10. And we're gonna do the same. I'm gonna mix, I'm probably gonna mix 60 to get all the tops of the rivet heads and all that stuff. So I'm gonna do that now, and I'm just gonna clean these up, and then we'll do another quick video here at the end for you guys. But this is the right tank, the inside coming together pretty good right now, and we'll see you in a minute. All right, everybody, so I have finished up, and yeah, there's a little bit of splatter. It's not bad though, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's everything looks covered. The rivet heads look covered. Everything looks good here. I went back and cleaned that all up. So that's nice and done. That looks good. And then underneath, same kind of stuff happening underneath. So yeah, that's kind of looking just like I want it at this current point in time. And again, we'll go back when we do the skin assembly on this, and we'll make it, I don't know, we'll try to make it a little prettier. All right, so that is the start of the fuel tank, and again, we're done for tonight. This overall took me, started at 7:20 p.m. It is 9:17 now, and that includes the cleanup time. So I actually finished around 8:30, 8:40 with the final dots on this. So yeah, we are pretty good. I ended up using 110 grams, I think it was, of the first batch. and then the second batch to cover all of the rivet heads and everything else, clean up the lines. That was another 70-ish grams as well of material. So that's how much ended up being used on this portion, and that was good because I made 2 batches. That first batch was big enough to get me all the way through the initial assembly and the rivets, and the second batch was great because it allowed me just to make a fresh start and then do the second run, which was getting all the rivet heads cleaned up, getting the lines a little better, and then going from there. But yeah, we've got 2 assembled now, skeletons for fuel tanks, and then we've got the rest to do in the next couple of days before Oshkosh. All right, here we are. We have completed all the rivets, and it got a little messy there. So even with the counter drilling that we did to help align everything, the top was still fighting me to get rivets in. And actually, I did a pretty good number on my finger, so that's good. Yeah, so that's the top. I mean, it's okay. And the bottom went way easier, honestly, than the rest. So the bottom, I think, was better. And yeah, my rivet gun, I'm currently doing some maintenance on it because 3 stems got stuck in it. And so I have it apart right now, and I gotta put it back together, and then we'll do a test fire on it. But other than that, I got some cleanup work to do, and wing looks okay. I mean, we'll find out more when I take this thing off. I'm gonna leave it on the wing for probably 48 hours. Just let it kind of hang out where it's at and kind of cure for a while, and then I'll probably know what it's like before I venture, and kind of go from there. But this looks good, at least from the inside. It's all oozing, it's all dripping, it's all like that. But you can tell I didn't go back and do anything with the rivets itself. I gotta do that in a bit, but yeah, it looks okay in there. It does look okay in there. So let's see what it looks like in a couple days.